Hey guys, it's Michael. Today I would like to cover 10 myths about Alaska. Sometimes when I tell people that I've been to Alaska, I've done an Alaskan cruise, oftentimes the response will be, oh, no, not these. I'd never do that. And of course, I always say, why not? And I've been told so many things and asked a lot of questions. So that's kind of what has brought this video together for me today. Now, this is not really 10 reasons that people don't want to take a cruise to Alaska. This is just 10 misconceptions that people have. Some of them are kind of funny. But, if you don't know, you don't know. So, all right, guys. We'll start with the first one. I'm afraid the ship will hit an iceberg or a glacier. Well, guys, no. You don't have to worry about that. Now, there are, in some places, little chunks of ice in the water. You will see that, but they're not icebergs. An iceberg is big, okay? But in certain areas, Glacier Bay, some of the fjords, you will see little chunks of ice in the water, but it's nothing to worry about. All right, that brings me to my next one, number 2. Iceberg versus glacier, okay? Glaciers are not icebergs, okay? Icebergs, like I say, are big chunks of ice in the water. A glacier is a frozen river. It's stationary, okay? It's not something that the ship's going to hit. The glacier, through the winter, will freeze. The river will stay frozen. And most of them don't ever really thaw out. In the wintertime, they'll thaw some and then refreeze in the winter, giving it all these different layers you can see, and they're beautiful. It's amazing what nature can do. All right, my next one is going to be, the weather is always cold. It's too cold in Alaska for me. Guys, my last trip to Alaska, it was in the 60s almost every day. It didn't snow. It doesn't snow year-round or anything like that. So you never know what the weather's going to be. It can rain. It rains a good deal there. But as far as freezing to death in the travel months that people visit, no, really, not really. There was one day that I wore a jacket, but it just so happened that at that particular time they had really pretty weather. All right, number 4. And I've heard this one a lot. There are 10 men for every one woman in Alaska. This is not true, guys. Now, back in the days of the gold rush, there were a lot of men that went for the gold rush to go dig gold, So back in that time, that may be, some sort of ratio like that. I don't know, not really. But right now, I believe it is pretty much almost even, okay? All right. Number 5, people live in igloos. No. That's easy. No. Okay. And number 6, people get around by dog sled. Okay. This is something that, now in the very remote areas of Alaska, there are still people that use dog sleds. But for the majority of Alaska, no. Now, keep in mind, though, the Iditarod is still very much alive. And that is a dog sled race for every year. But it's more of a sport rather than a way of life. Although, maybe I shouldn't say that. I guess some of these guys that train these dogs, the mushers, it probably is a way of life for them. All right. But as far as being dependent for dog sleds for transportation, that's not really realistic. But we've heard that a lot and seen it, Okay. Number 7. Alaska is an island. Okay. Well, the way, if you just see the United States, you'll see, the lower 48. You'll see Alaska and Hawaii separate. I can see where people could could make that mistake. But no, Alaska is not an island. It is very much attached to the border of Canada. All right, let's see. Number 8, Alaska is dark. People have this misconception that there are like days that the sun doesn't shine and things like that. This is not true. In the summer months between May and September, I'm thinking, there's sometimes that days are up to 21 hours long. I know when we were there, it got daylight very early. Yeah, that's just not, no. You've got plenty of sunshine and plenty of daylight. All right. Number 9, penguins and polar bears. Okay. First of all, Alaska has no penguins. Unfortunately, I would like to see that myself, to be honest, but no. And as far as polar bears go, there are polar bears in Alaska, but they are not any place that humans are going to be. You would almost be, almost 0% chance that you're going to see a polar bear. They're out in the wild where there is no humans around, so no. Now, there are other animals. You'll see whales, bald eagles, a lot of wildlife, sea lions, but not penguins and polar bears, not really. And this brings me to the very last one here, which is kind of cute. Number 10, why does Alaska people have so many electric cars? Well, they don't. But I can understand why people would think this. If you see pictures, or even if you're there, a lot of times in the dead of winter, you'll see, even maybe Walmart parking lot, wherever, the grocery store, you look and everybody's car's plugged in, but it's not because they're an electric vehicle. It does get cold in the winter, it does. And this is a heater for your vehicle. I'm thinking it's an oil pan heater, maybe engine block heater, I'm not sure, but I believe it's an oil pan heater. But this is so your car will start back up when you come out. But anyway, guys, I just want to have some fun with this. If you're thinking about Alaska, maybe that'll clear some things up for you if you're looking to visit. All right, I think that's going to wrap it up, guys. If you enjoy the content, how about a thumbs up? We invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name's Michael, and I will see you next time.